What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop onto these charts, see what we got going on to finish out this year strong. As always, make sure you read what's on the screen. Very important, trading is risky. Almost all traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all your money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. Make sure you do your own research, make your own decisions there as well. Chat. How are we doing, man? As you can see from the background, I'm back in the home base, back out of the New England Northeast snow. Almost got caught up there, man. Almost got caught. What's going on, man? What's going on, chat? You guys are blowing up already. Awesome to see you. Ruben, what's happening? Paul, what's happening? Yassine, Tom, Dwayne, It's Me Trades, Ezal, King Trader, Glenn B. Oh, we got a ton in here, man. Ark. Casino, Dino, NQ, Trent Sniper, Raleigh, Fast Money Formula, Mike, Z, A-Deal, King. I'm going to miss some of you guys. Cyrus, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Kick, YouTube, and X. What's up, the TB Trades? What's happening? Andrew, what's happening? What's up, Slothfather, over here on Kick, as always. Locked in 600 on one funded account, and gold short this morning on the way down to 200 SMA. Nice. Yeah, we'll be talking about silver, man, for sure. Stan the Trader, what's going on? Pam, good morning. Mike Z, what's going on? Good morning. Yeah, we'll be talking about the metals. We talk about silver. Obviously, I do have my two main instruments loaded up. If you want to see something absolutely insane, we can look at silver. But we'll definitely talk about it. It is not the market that I trade, right? You don't see me trading gold. You don't see me trading silver. You don't see me trading the metals. But I do think there is a possibility for some of that volatility to carry over. And, I'm sure if you trade at all, you've been hearing everybody talk about it. There's been a massive, massive rally in silver and really an insane, like the most volatility I think I've seen out of any instrument by way of like tick value on a futures contract. Looking at that last night, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane on the mini. Like, I'm sure you're going to see hundreds of thousands of dollars shared in green P&Ls, and you're not going to see the blown accounts because holy hell, guys, like, one mini is plus or minus 1,000 in a matter of seconds. Trading on prop accounts with ability to trade copy trade and trade like 15 minis, insane, absolutely insane. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's start with the markets here. We are coming into the end of the year. Today is Monday, December 29th. We have a couple of good trading days left. Not really good, but a couple of trading days left before the end of 2025. New Year's Eve is this Wednesday, December 31st. Half day in the markets on Wednesday this week. Thursday is a full close for New Year's Day. And then we have the markets back open on January 2nd. This Friday is the first trading day of 2026. I will be live with you guys all week, every day that the markets are open, outside of Thursday. Like I've said before, I've repeated this a lot. I'm not going to spend too much time. This is a pretty trash time to trade. In my humble, biased opinion, based on my experience, you guys can form your own opinions. This is one of the worst times of the year to trade in between two major U.S. holidays. We often don't see what we're seeing on silver. We often see choppy, consolidating, low volatility, low volume, just irregular, for lack of a better term, because that's not really a good term to use when describing the markets. But irregular price action, right? Just different than what we see. So maybe you take that into context. You decide how you want to handle it. For me, I'm going to be hanging out with you guys. I'm going to be looking to put trades on. But overall, my risk is going to be low through the end of this year into really next week. In the prop accounts that I trade, in the live accounts that I trade, just overall, I find being more conservative, risk off, kind of hanging out, and making some plans for the new year is time better spent than pressing it in the markets. But just to talk about this real quick, 10 a.m. we have pending home sales coming up. That is an orange folder event. We have meeting minutes tomorrow, red folder. These are news events of the week. 8:30 a.m. on Wednesday, New Year's Eve, December 31st. We have unemployment claims. So not too much by way of news, but we do have a 10 a.m. coming up. Now, taking a look at YM first on this one. Really bullish coming out of last week, right? All the way up near this all-time high. Opening up to the downside here on YM, and then I'm going to be looking at MES, the micro ES chart. Same deal. Looking at this on the daily chart, really zoomed out. Obviously, we know the really, really high time frame trend to the upside, the rally that we've had in the U.S. indices. Take a look on the moderate last couple of weeks, couple of months. We kind of got some topping action getting put in here. I don't know that we turn from here. I'm not really going to speculate from a higher time frame view, but overall, still very bullish, right? Hammering into this high up here, this area of resistance as we get ready to open up right now, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. But today, looking to turn this to the downside. I'm curious to see if we immediately turn right here back up to VWAP. If not, I could see us coming lower. Just to take a look at this on the 15-minute chart. This was the next area of interest I had marked on my chart, right? Area of high volume. Didn't really get there. We were trending towards this in pre-market. Didn't really get there. This is looking kind of weak off the open, though, guys. Kind of weak off the open. I'll start to frame some trades with you here in a minute. I am going to let this one open up. I've talked in the past about having a trade set up, like really wanting to put a trade on right into the open. I don't really have that today. Again, in general, I'm kind of going to be chilling out today. I'm not looking to do anything crazy at all. I will be taking trades. I will be putting risk on, but I'm going to try not to repeat that too many times, but I'm probably going to repeat it a couple times. I'm here trading live with you guys on December 29th, in between Christmas and New Year's. I want to convey to you that, in my humble opinion, this is a trash time to trade. This is one of the worst times of the year to trade. If you said, hey, Zach, pick a week, that's the worst week that you would prefer to miss, it's this one right here, right? I got the time. I got the energy. I do want to watch the markets, especially as silver is pulling a crazy move. Crazy move. I'm just checking a couple of alerts here. I had a couple things go. Sorry, guys. Just checking this. What in the world? Sorry, just I had to check one thing on my side. Looking at some options. All right, let's get to it. So we're opening up. We're opening up to the downside. We're popping to the upside right here, right back towards VWAP. If you're looking short on this, either ES or YM, I think you might have an opportunity coming up here pretty soon. YM with the really aggressive open, cracking right back up to VWAP, right back into this area of high volume. Again, if you're looking short on this, I think this would be providing an opportunity like coming up right here, right now. If you were getting bearish, you think the Santa rally's over, start to look for a move to the downside. I could potentially see a VWAP bounce play setting up kind of aggressively. Looking at the low time frame here on ES. Continue some of this to the downside. I just don't know if this is a dip before we continue what we were doing last week, right? Overall, here's our prior week low. Here's our prior week high. Very bullish week, right? We opened gap up. We did not come back down to fill this gap, a physical gap in price. Continued to the upside. We had a little bit of a pullback here. That was pretty much it. We just continued to take off and push higher all the way through last week. Looking at Friday, the day after Christmas, pretty choppy back and forth. Not a whole lot of action here. Opening up to the downside, pre-market Asia, London, coming down to set this overnight low at 69.42 and a quarter. Trying to pull back up to VWAP. This would have been a pretty gnarly play on pretty gnarly play on YM right off the bat. Quite a bit of volatility on YM. Not too tame of an open here. Not really. Excuse me. Let me back that off. Not really that volatile. Here's the tricky part, man. Running ATR, that almost started to get me. Run an ATR, use the measurement tool. This is not volatile. This is quiet. You know, it can start to trick you, right? As volatility dies down, as it just did right there. As volatility dies down this time of year, the average daily ranges start to get smaller and smaller. You know, it's a 200-point range on YM. We were setting, you know, ranges 5 times this amount, you know, when we were talking about Trump tariff news earlier this year. So, yeah, use an ATR, use the average true range, use a measurement tool, right? Come over here, click your measurement tool, take a look. What's the range that we've got for, you know, whatever instrument you're on, and, you know, get a feel for what that looks like. But that was looking like something nice on the 15-minute chart, and I don't really know. Let me see about that. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Probably similar here. Yeah, nothing too crazy yet on ES. Very, very tight 25-point, 26-point range from Friday. Starting to frame this, though. Starting to frame some trade ideas here before I hop back over, talk to you guys in the chat. Like I said, nothing immediately off the open. I could see this pulling back up and then continuing this move to the downside, right? We opened up to the downside. We opened up outside of prior day low. I think there's a really, really high chance that we retest prior day low. There's a statistic around this from Edgeful that we could talk about. But retest of VWAP, retest of prior day low, I think could easily be in store. If not even deeper, like all the way up here, right? Like a little bit higher into this price action market structure. We just often get that retest. If we're going to continue the day to the downside, you know, if we're going to continue the day to the downside, I think the opportunity is going to be coming up for a short play. If you are bullish and you say you're out of your mind for looking at shorts, look at the market, zoom out, you know, rally, buy the dip. This is your opportunity. Buy now for the slice through VWAP, you know, stop below overnight low. You say, hey, we're not going to continue lower. I'm getting long on this bad boy. We're going to come through the highs. We're going to go and break yesterday's high, Friday's high. We're going to go and break prior day high. You know, if that's your play, that's your play. I think for me, I'm going to be looking at this short. I'm going to be looking at this for a really aggressive short play, looking at prior day low as a really key area of interest. We are here back at VWAP. I'm going to look for a sniff of this prior day low for a potential short play here. Micros, again, nothing crazy. If I'm wrong, I can run a really wide stop on this with 5 micros and be just completely dead wrong if we blast through the high, that we are just going to completely erase this move. This is pretty aggressive so far, though. Going to give this a little bit more time. We got close, didn't crack prior day high there. We are back above VWAP. Watching this one, guys, watching this one. Let's see. Let's talk about silver. Talk about metals in a minute, guys. They were out of hand, man. Absolutely. Not were. They are absolutely out of hand, man. I got a word of caution for you guys for sure. But it's you know, definitely up to you how you want to handle that. Tons of volatility, tons of opportunity, a lot of risk associated with that. I'm tempted to try this one. This is a little bit aggressive up here. We got a little bit of resistance right at VWAP. I would have loved this to come into prior day low, man. We didn't really hit the level that I wanted. We did sweep all of this consolidation right here. I'm looking at this short for an initial play. Again, on ES, I'm going to give myself multiple trades. Could easily get cooked on a move right back up here. But if this is going to continue aggressively to the downside, this might be the area. I'm going to wait on this one, guys. It didn't hit my area. I really don't want it from down here. I would like it from I'd like it from up here for, you know, better potential if that's the move we're going to see today. Just better risk structure, better area to enter for me. Could miss it if this is just all we're going to do, but said prior day low multiple times, said a little bit deeper into this overnight price action and market structure. Would really have liked to seen that get taken out. So I really didn't get my entry here, even though I'm looking to be pretty damn aggressive here on ES. So I'm hands off so far, no trade. Looks like it might just be the VWAP bounce here. Back to VWAP and then a crack lower. Let's see what we get. All right, let's see. Chat, what's up? What's up? Risk equals money. Bare minimum was London high or 12 a.m. Eastern open. Yeah, could see that for a pullback, right? Asia London high up here, 12 a.m. A lot of people like to talk about the midnight time frame, right? Yeah, that's our area of high volume. It's prior day volume point of control. I don't know if we're going to aggressively sell off. You know, this could be it. Just back to volume weighted average price. This is going to be interesting here. Going to be interesting. Good morning. Good morning. Joe, what's up? Alan, what's up? Caught GC in the Asian market. Till open for a 6 RR. Damn. Phony, not sunny. Not even getting a combine until January sometime. Still a mental break mode. Yeah. Many are doing the same thing. Mike, I think it's a pretty good idea to just use this time for planning. I guess we chop, but I won't be betting on it. Good morning, Trader Crew. What's up, Rhombus? What's going on, guys? NAS plus MBS gang. Hard look at metals unless something tempting presents itself. Yep. Silver made some rich and must have killed accounts. Yeah. When everyone's talking about metals, that means it's time to short. Silver was cranky today. Rips made 300K. Yeah. Oh, that's insane, dude. That dude is on such an absolute heater for this entire last year. Absolutely insane. There's listen, credit where it's due, in my humble opinion, right? And I don't get anything for saying this. There's no one even remotely close to that dude. No one even remotely close. Not even, he's light years away from everybody else. What he shows and does on a day-to-day basis, it looks so far-fetched, which is why he gets so many comments that he just destroys. But he's trading big size live accounts. He's very aggressive, and he has an incredible read of the market with this momentum trading, using order flow, time and sales. It's just gnarly to watch. He's been doing it for a really long period of time. Really long period of time. So yeah, shout out to Rips, man. He just absolutely insane. I log on to Twitter almost every day, and every effing day I scroll past a screenshot of his like live account with like 100K. It's just like P&L like day. Absolutely insane. I had the pleasure of trading live with him in the past on another platform. And since you brought it up, that's insane that he did 300K today. It's absolutely insane. But since you brought it up, he was a cool dude, really nice guy. He at that time he had no reason to give me the time of day or or anything, and we were trading live on a separate platform together. He called out a banger trade. Everybody else on the show, there was a couple people agreed, and we're like, yeah, we're looking at that. It hit, of course, just absolutely sniped a quick, banger scalp. And then he's like, great job, guys. Great job, everybody. Like, you did great on that trade. Like, didn't even want the credit, gave it all back. So, He was really cool to me, in the brief time that I had trading live with him. But absolutely insane. Again, there's from what I could see from the outside looking in, there's nobody even remotely close to doing what he's doing. It's incredible. Really, really insane. Definitely not everybody's cup of tea. Very aggressive, right, from the outside. But he has something that works exceptionally well. It really defies the what should and what we think is acceptable and should be able to happen, and shouldn't happen. So yeah, credit where it's due for sure, man. Again, there's no one even remotely close to that. Prop firm payouts, whatever you want to, the consistency, the win rate, the P&Ls, what that dude shows day in and day out is insane. If you want to watch an absolute savage scalp the market, that's your guy for sure. Yeah, man, watching this back to VWAP, looking like we want to turn right back down. This looks like it was the play, really aggressively below prior day low, would have been paying. We had a big climb back up in CVD, cumulative volume delta here, after dipping down right into the open. This was really not supported by bookmap or cumulative volume delta. Looking at this over here to the left-hand side, but this does look like we want to come right back down towards these lows here, man. Selling off a VWAP looked like the play. Again, I was waiting for at least prior day low, one level on my chart, to be hit. If not a little bit deeper into this price action market structure, just a couple points above. We got close, we sniffed it, and we're selling right back down off towards the lows, man. So no trade so far for me. We are only 15 minutes into the open. We just got our 15-minute opening range set, so we'll have to see. But this thing is looking pretty weak, man. It was looking weak off the open. Test the VWAP, turn it right back down. I don't know. If we're going to come back through the highs, now you're getting a second chance for a buy, right? If you are just, again, maintaining that higher time frames are bullish, you're not looking for shorts, you're looking to buy any dip to carry on this multiple week push off these lows down here, 67 75s, right? And you want to carry that all the way into this week. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Lower time frame looking a little bit dicey here. I think we could get a crack back up though. I think we could be faking everybody out one more time, trapping shorts before we go squeeze. So I'm not really upset about this at all. I don't want to be short. Don't want to be short in here with a stop loss right at prior day volume point of control. So we'll see. But yeah, guys, let's talk about silver a little bit. That's where that conversation trailed, talking about other traders putting up huge numbers. Silver is going parabolic. It ran on an insane run towards the end of last week. It opened up with crazy volatility last night, the futures contract. Insane amount of volatility and volume. I think there's a couple things to note, right? If you are, we're all traders here, right? Or some degree, or you hope to be a trader, whatever it is. You should probably decide earlier on, before something like this is happening, whether you are going to look for a market that is showing an extreme amount of volatility and trade that without having any experience in it, right? If you don't trade silver, as 9 out of 10 traders that are trading silver today, probably, right, talking about it, trading it on their live sessions, whatever it is, they don't trade silver any other day of the week, right? Almost nobody that you watch trade silver. If your playbook is to find volatility and opportunity across whatever market it is and trade that when it comes, you should be on silver. You should be trading today. If that's not your game plan and you're going to be a specialist on, a couple of markets or maybe a couple of instruments within one market, like the U.S. indices, right? What are you doing on silver, right? Why are you on silver? You should have thought about that already, right? Because if you're not, then you're just creating a knee-jerk reaction, trying to hop in, and you're probably going to get cooked. One thing I will note that's really important, if you're going to try your hand today, or whatever it is, the volatility on silver relative to the tick value on the mini, from what I saw last night, I haven't looked at it at all today, was insane, was otherworldly. It was like NQ on absolute crack. Somebody was like, dude, it's NQ on speed. It's like NQ times 10. So, you know, if you're going to try to trade it, you might want to load up a demo account first so you can kind of structure risk, or at least start on a micro chart and open up one micro and watch how much risk you're going to be putting on. You hop on the mini chart, you can literally open a trade and get liquidated before you can drag a stop loss out. Like, it could be, you know, depending on what account you're trading. Also, spreads, fills, you know, when something is moving like that with extreme volatility, they widen out. Your fills could be god awful, and it could be spot on for what's actually happening in the market. You know, not being the broker or the platform's problem. It's just that you're going to get these wild movements that are going to result in, you know, market orders being filled at, you know, maybe in your favor really good, but probably not, right? You know, they'll run the risk of a really, really poor fill, slippage, right? So, you know, be aware of that. For the most part, I don't see a lot of traders, right? The person that we were just talking about is the exception for sure. But I think he also trades gold a lot, so maybe he's got a lot of experience on that. But certainly with volatility. Most traders don't just wake up and say, oh man, crude oil is going crazy, so now I'm going to go trade crude oil and I'm going to crush it, right? Especially if you're an intraday day trader, right? Maybe if you're a scalper, maybe if you're a swing trader, right? A position trader, you're going to trade multiple instruments. You're looking at higher time frames. You know, you're applying this approach to multiple instruments. But to just say, well, silver's going crazy, so I'm going to be scalping silver today, having like no experience, right? No connection with that instrument. You have no idea how it moves, what price action market structure looks like on any other day. You have no testing, you know, or reason to believe you have an edge in that market. To hop on there, you know, it can quickly turn into gambling. So, you know, with volatility comes opportunity, right? Increased opportunity, obviously. But it's a double-edged sword right down the middle. That also means increased risk. So, again, I think you're going to see massive P&Ls this week from people that are trading silver. And you're not going to see what's usually not shared, the tons and tons and tons of losses, right? All the massive red P&Ls and the blown accounts. So, you know, mess around with it. Have some fun maybe on evals or accounts that you don't care about. I think you can see massively outsized, you know, return relative to risk. But be ready to get your face ripped off, man, on how fast that thing is moving and the amount of risk. I would definitely look at the micro chart. I would probably mess with a demo account first. You know, wild stuff. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. You know, for me, you know, outside of messing with it, maybe in evals and, you know, in some funded accounts that I'm looking to get rid of, that I don't care to lose at all, because, you know, that's what I would anticipate happening. I'm not going to go put risk on in live accounts or, you know, accounts that I care about. I just don't have the experience there. I know better than to do that. You want to YOLO some evals? It's like trading a news event all day, right? So maybe you love extreme volatility, momentum trading, or you just want, you know, something that you can leverage the most volatility relative to the position size that you're limited to in prop accounts. NQ at the open's not enough for you, you know, a silver, right? But I think it would serve traders well to pre-plan, right? Like, not pre-plan what's going to happen when silver goes to the moon. No, but like when the next silver occurs, because there will be plenty if you continue to trade, is that your cup of tea? Do you jump at, you know, something that's pushing new highs and immediately change markets, right? You know, what does that look like for you? How do you structure risk? What's your plan of attack? If that's not in your playbook, what are you doing, right? What are you doing? You know, you're chasing it, you know? If all of a sudden some crypto starts going crazy tomorrow, which I'm sure it will, are you going to trade crypto? Like, is that your game plan? I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as you have a plan for it, but pre-plan it so you're not just constantly trying to chase the new shiny object for, you know, no pun intended with it being silver. But have a game plan for it. So I hope that can help. For me in live accounts, no, not touching it. I'm going to probably have some fun later just because it's just so entertaining to see how much volatility can really push through to a futures contract. Maybe in some accounts I unfortunately had 4 evaluations at another firm that I was not intending to buy any new accounts, rebill, and give me resets. So if you have, accounts sitting, it's probably a good reminder to go and take a look and make sure they're not going to rebill. That was a stupid thing on my part. So I've got some trading to get in. But, yeah. That's my thoughts there. Watching this market, no trade so far, guys. Nothing really great. Retest to VWAP would have been paying. This feels like we're going to come back up. Gun to my head, I'd be long on this. I don't have a gun to my head. It's not a really great trade. It would be very discretionary, but gun to my head, I'd be long on this for a move back up here. Just finding too many buyers down here. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we were talking about silver. We talking about quickly transferring, very easy trading, and that Ferrari is beautiful. Yeah, right. His trades are right now. No time to think. Yeah. News at 10. Awesome. Thank you for the reminder, Glenn B. We do have Orange Folder News at 10 a.m. We do have Orange Folder News at 10 a.m. GC is my go-to. Shaking my head. That's what got me started. I got you. Nice. Yeah. How is gold doing? Again, I don't really look at every market under the sun, but how is gold doing relative to silver? Like, is it following suit with crazy volatility? I would assume that it's in the metals market that there's something pushing over, but you guys let me know. You would know better than me. Nate, what's up, man? All about knowing your edge, knowing the edge of your competency, where you are, where about things and where you are just blind. Agreed. Sorry, I stroked out on reading that. There was nothing wrong with your message. Yeah. What is your edge? Where do you think you have a little volatile? Yeah, on gold. Nice. What's up, Rhombus and Nate? Awesome. Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, what's your edge? What's your plan of attack? I don't think there's a wrong way to go about any of this, but, are you going to be a multi-market, multi-instrument trader? Are you going to be more singular focused? Personally, what I see for what holds true for me and what I see for most other traders on low time frames for intraday trading, meaning, day trading, we're going to open and close trades on the same day. I don't see those traders often swapping between a large number of instruments. Coming into 10 a.m., guys, I see some of the liquidity coming off the books, so I'd be cautious coming into new home sales we got dropping here. But I don't see many of successful day traders, right? Intraday traders trading 47 different things. They're typically not trading, ES, YM, NASDAQ, gold, silver, lean hogs, crude oil, right? They're not trading everything, right? They're pretty much focused in one market, like maybe the U.S. indices, maybe metals, or maybe even just one instrument. Like they trade gold. They trade gold every damn day. Kind of what you see me do, right? I bounce between a couple of the U.S. indices, but that's one market in the futures, market. For my live accounts, I do something a little bit different. When I came from Forex, I was doing something a little bit different, but it's much higher time frame. Swing trading, position trading, investing, sure. I think the movements are so slow. There's days, weeks in between things playing out. You have so much more time to think and do analysis and understand the different movements between many different assets and asset classes, in a way that you just don't have the time and focus and energy to do on low time frames intraday. So, but you decide that for yourself, right? Like, make a game plan. And if you are somebody that's going to come to the market every day and screen, 20 different instruments for volatility or, being really bullish or bearish by a number of metrics, and you're going to trade those, and that's where your edge is. You say, like, when there's a lot of volatility in a big bearish or bullish trend, I scalp in the direction of that, and that's where a lot of my edge comes from, not just sitting on one instrument, trading the same thing day in and day out, and building discretion around market movements and the tools that I'm using. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's a million ways to skin this cat, but you should know that today. You shouldn't just wake up and go, I'm going to trade silver because it's moving a lot. Like, that's, it's not, what are you doing? What are you doing on silver? You don't know anything about silver. You don't know anything about the market. You don't know anything about structuring risk on that, instrument. You're going to get cooked, right? Or you're going to find out whether or not you have an edge in live market conditions in a live account, which is probably not the smartest thing to do. I think watching it can be helpful, right? Trading it on demo maybe can be interesting, a fun learning experience. It's always entertaining when something's moving and not just chopping around. But exercise some caution and really ask yourself what the hell you're doing if you're over there today. Outside of having some fun and learning and again, but decide, are you here to have fun or are you here to make money? So here we go, guys. Coming into 10 a.m. news. Trending to the downside through Asia, London, pre-market, retest to VWAP here on ES. A turn back down towards the low. Where do we go from here? Here we go. 10 a.m. Orange folder news event. Nothing too crazy, right? Shouldn't be anything too insane. Looks like YM had a really nice crack above VWAP and has trended all the way back down towards the lows here. Yeah, again, guys, still no trade for me. Like I said, we're going to be hanging out this week. I think this is one of the most trash weeks to trade. I got time. I got energy. I want to watch the markets. I want to gain experience to make sure that I hold true to that thought, that opinion next year, right? We might see a beautiful trend today. And the next day, and the next day. And I say, well, you know what? Maybe I don't write off the weekend between Christmas and New Year's. But I'll be hanging out with you guys. We will we'll give out some prop accounts. If you guys missed it, right before Christmas, I had the Top 1 Futures guys on the show. I had Clay, the founder of Top 1 Futures, Top 1 Trader, one of the founders of both of those, and Cam from Top 1 Futures on the show, which was really cool, answering a whole bunch of questions. And we gave out 10 instant funded accounts. $500,000 in prop account sim capital. Let me just check what we had going on here. So we will have some prop account giveaways. Yeah, not a whole lot out of that, guys. Not a whole lot of that. I missed that. That was generous. Yeah, they went crazy. Amazing. That's my dream. I spent a lot of time in Europe now. Rhombus, nice. Yeah, you guys chatting up on where you're living. Talking about gold. Talking about you guys getting sick. Yep, everybody else and their mother's getting sick. Struggle with 180 reversals. Yeah, I feel you. Big opportunity for multiple S. Yeah, we gave away hell of accounts. So we were talking about this. We were talking about this past week. Big update from Top 1 Futures. Big update from Top 1 Futures. I'm going to plug a couple things, guys. You know I'm biased. You know I'm partnered. You know I'm affiliated. I stand to make money. So make your own decisions. Do your own research. Peep this, though. Top 1 Futures is now allowing copy trading up to 10 accounts. 10 of the instant funded accounts. Excuse me. 10 of the Ignite instant funded accounts and or 10 of the straight to sim funded pro accounts. The Ignite ones are obviously the main focus here since they are the lowest cost. If you are looking for a really unique opportunity to leverage a boatload a boatload of copy trading, which again, I think is best reserved for more experienced, more advanced traders. If you're working towards your first payout, copy trading is not for you. If you've only had, one or whatever, or you're not too confident, not for you. Why are you putting more risk on? You're somebody that says, I want to trade sim accounts and I want to work myself towards a $35,000 payout. I can't wait to see who the first person is to get a $35,000 payout from them. They are making that an opportunity. Again, instant funding, no evaluation, no activation fee, no time limit, no wasting time in eval accounts. Different rule sets for all of these, but the ability to copy trade 10. This is by far the most they've allowed. I think they had 8 or 7 on one of them. But the Ignite instant funded, you can copy trade up to 10 of these bad boys, which is really wild. If you want to check it out, link is in the chat. Code RDF gets it done. Still 50% off with this promo that they're running through this week. It's going to be for 1 week. To answer a couple questions, you can't copy trade all of the different account types together. You can't copy trade old accounts with new accounts, meaning when they allow copy trading of 10 accounts, you can't copy trade Ignite accounts from 3 months ago with, different promo rules and things like that. They have to be all from the same promo. You can use the built-in trade copiers from either Ninja, Tradeovate, TradingView, third-party trade copiers if you want to do that, or Project X if you're still on Project X. But wild move out of top one. I like that they have a lot of opportunity, a lot of options, right? You might say, nope, that's not for me at all, dude. I want one 50K account. I want some of the best rules, no intraday trailing drawdown, very modest profit target, insanely aggressive payout to profit target ratio. The instant funded OG accounts are going to be for you. Again, you might say, dude, I'm advanced. I'm copy trading accounts all over the place. Any ability to copy trade 10 accounts, I understand the leverage, and, I want to work myself towards a massive payout. You guys can check this out. Link is in the chat. Again, I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money. Always do your own research. Make your own decisions. Crazy, though. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Took along for no damn reason. Cut it fast. Asked myself what the hell I'm doing. Definitely. Long this right before the open. Daily fair value gap and leveling off. Higher time frame was definitely shorts. Failure to break IB opening range high after setting below VWAP says short. Yep. Spent some time in Ireland. Literally. Nice. Whole lot of nothing going on for ES. Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, guys, I don't think anything was wrong with those setups. ADO, maybe for no damn reason, not great. Again, man, a little bit of context, right? I trade stupidly simple. For those of you that are new on here, welcome to the show. I'm here live almost every day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, 100% free. Free Discord, free live trading, free 99 for everything. I talk about companies that I'm partnered affiliated with that are, of course, paid. You got to pay to use prop firms. But you can use that or not use that. Outside of that, my trading itself, stupidly simple. I apply the most baseline technical analysis. I use some context. I use my discretion based on experience built in the markets. My context for this week is traditionally, it's a trash week to trade. That comes from experience getting smoked this week, right? So overall, I'm going to find myself being more patient, forgoing less than ideal trade setups, waiting, for something that looks really, really appetizing before putting risk on, and then relatively just keeping risk low, right? I find this time of year in between Christmas and New Year's to be irregular. Like, again, I don't like to use that term because then what is regular? But in a subjective way, go ahead, back test, or just watch the market. You tell me what you find in between Christmas and New Year's. Maybe you say, this is the best time to trade. I love it. I find it to be low volume, low volatility, choppy, consolidating, and then just inherently different price action and market structure. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just not as, we don't see as normal of a pattern play out, right? So again, for me, that means hanging out with you guys, talking about the markets, right? Talking about different things we have going on, like the silver rally, different stuff with props. Trying to put trades on, right? This is my Top 1 Futures live account. I will trade this. I'm not going to be putting a whole lot of risk on. Probably not putting a whole lot of risk on in my own personal live accounts either. Taking this time to make some plans for the future, plans for 2026, right? Reviewing my year, what went well, what went poorly, and making a game plan coming into 2026, right? Where do I want to be able to grow? How do I want to, leverage these markets to hit my goals? Where do I want to spend my time? I think it's an important thing to do this time of year. Not new year, new me, New Year's resolution, but take some time, review, look in the mirror, give yourself the hard review, and make some game plans for the future. Maybe we break down. Like I said, gun to my head long for me. YM looking hella weak. That's my really technical standpoint on YM. Looking hella weak. Opened to the downside, retested VWAP, cracked above, and came right back down. Made it right back up to Friday's volume point of control, almost. And came right back down through the lows. Again, not a whole lot of movement. Not an insane amount of movement on these. And, ES following suit here. So, again, guys, I don't want to be a bad influence, right? I don't want to be doing something that I would advise against, right? Which I'm not, but I do want to be clear, right? In the past, I've gotten cooked these weeks. I've tried to avoid trading them altogether. I think many traders make December 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve, the last trading day of their year, and they don't come back until maybe, January 5th through the 10th, right? Once some normalcy starts to return to these markets. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I really don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, be cautious. Decide for yourself how you want to handle trading this time of year. And, accept whatever risk you're going to put on, as always. Getting closer to 10:30 here. Getting closer to this this initial balance setting here. Looks like we just want to make this a down day. Maybe we come down to the 930s, right? I got this coming off of an area of volume, right? Area of market structure and price action. If we were really going to push all the way down to the lower 900s. But I think next area we could see is right where this temporary volume point of control is from the visible range volume profile. 6930s, right? Also coming off of market structure and price action. You don't have to be a genius to draw a zone here. I'm sure everybody and their mother has a zone here. This is the way that I trade. Level to level, simple areas of interest. I do use multiple objective market-generated levels, like prior day highs and lows, prior week highs and lows, overnight highs and lows, like Asia, London highs and lows, volume points of control coming off a volume profile. And then, secondary to that, as we start to extend past those, basic areas of high volume, right? Most of my stuff is coming off of volume profiles. I'd be lying if I said different, but it almost always coincides with just basic price action and market structure. So, yeah, it just kind of just looks like we want to continue our day. We pulled back up, right? Pulled back up, didn't quite come back in here, and now we're continuing lower, right? What's your thesis for the day? That we put a wick to the downside and we flip this whole thing long and we come through the high into the afternoon, or that we push a little bit lower and we kind of close this as a bearish candle, right? What do you expect for the rest of the day? Probably don't need to predict the entire daily candle, but it can be good for setting expectations sometimes, right? Because sometimes, I'm like aggressively long down here, and I have a stop loss up here, and I come back and I look at my chart, and I'm like, wait a minute. What were you looking at this? What were you looking at happening from a higher time frame? That we were just going to completely reverse and you were going to catch the bottom? We had already pulled back and then continued lower, right? As you can see from a lower time frame. So, higher time frame structure, right? Using higher time frame structure. That's what we're talking about Yeah, try to frame a trade idea. I don't really have one on this, guys. Be interested to see what happens if we come lower, if we crack this overnight low. I already said, gun to my head, I'd be long. I don't know that I really would want to be long. Long to where anymore after we did this? Maybe a little bit of a push lower and a settling down here for a bearish day? I don't know. $1,000 on the book above prior week high. That's crazy. Yeah, we'll have to see. You guys let me know what you think in the chat. Let me know what you think in the chat. Really working to avoid trading when I'm struggling to find a reason to trade. Boredom kills me. Yep, as it kills most traders. Huge struggle. It's a great skill to have. I struggle with not trading. Yep. Yeah, dude, I really struggle with not trading. Yeah. Cook myself some days. Boredom trades. Yeah, the bears are relentless today. Your best trades are the ones you follow the plan. You guys talking about traveling and stuff. Yeah, again, guys, I think for me personally, I always try to come from experience. I think you watch me trade, right? I'm no trade today, still. The more patient that I am, the more that I'm waiting for my setup to present itself, the market to come to me, the better I do. The less patient I am, what's the other side of that? The more, anxious I am, eager to trade before the market really does what I need it to do, the worse that I do in general. It was displayed to me in this live account that I've been trading. I slowed down quite a bit. I really zoomed out on YM. I zoomed out on all the US indices. I'm using a lot more of that higher time frame, price action, market structure, volume, in my approach. And the less, for lack of a better term, the less dumbass trades you take, the less trades that are just completely out of pocket, like they don't make any sense, they are not in line with anything, just it's an execution error, the better you do in the long run, right? The less gambling you do in between actual trading, when you at least think that you have an edge to put on, the better you do in general. It should be self-explanatory. It's always easier said than done. Nobody likes sitting here staring at the market all day without putting risk on, right? It just doesn't feel good. It feels like you're not trading. It feels like you're not doing anything. Not taking $1,000 loss today that I didn't need to take means I have $1,000 more in my account than I would. A big win. Yay, right? Hard to conceptualize that before you do it, but I could tell you, I know I feel the exact same way after every time I've done it in the past. You take the dumb trade, you take the $1,000 L, and you go, man, what I would give to just have not done that, because now I need to make $1,000 to get back to where I was, right? So reflect on this stuff, right? Think about it, right? Think about the times that you've done it. Maybe that helps you with not trading and taking dumb trades, when you don't need to, right? The market will test you. The market will test your patience. It tests me often. It'll not do anything, not do anything, not do anything, and eventually you're like, buy, right? And then, it got you. Try to develop confidence in your system so you don't have to step outside of it. Try to understand what your trades look like and what they don't look like, so you know what the hell you're waiting to do, right? What you need to see on the chart, and try to stay within that, right? Apply your discretion, apply your intuition. That's what I do quite a bit, but it's within reason. I don't just get on the charts every day and say, I think it's going to go up, I think it's going to go down, buy and sell every single day at 9:30 a.m. without fit, like every day. Market's probably one of those days not going to be doing something that's, setting up for you. So,
3, 2.
I would guarantee you, if you're crossing the road to profitability, if you're starting to break even, a huge step forward would be not taking trades outside of whatever your system is. Getting rid of all of those wins and losses would allow you to really move your P&L and move the needle in the right direction. It's very difficult to do, easier said than done. But it comes from building confidence in your system, right? Why do you need to take dumbass gambling trades if you have confidence that you have an edge, right? Why do you care to trade over and over and over again, Is it a goal that you've set that doesn't make sense? Do you need to make a payout before the end of the year so you could pay for a car, and that's, you know, influencing your incorrect execution on the charts? Try to get to the root of that stuff and recognize that anything you do outside of whatever your system is an execution error, right? It's something that you shouldn't have done, and it's going to generate a win or a loss, but either way, it should not be part of your P&L. Now it is. Now you got a problem, right? So again, even for really discretionary traders, that's important. Watching this thing just chop down here around the lows, hanging out. Yeah, got not too much here, guys. Really not too much here. Yeah, overall red across the board. I don't have a single green ticker on my watch list. Haven't seen that in a while. All small red, like nothing crazy, but not a single green ticker here. So this feels like we're probably just going to bounce around, chop around here. Maybe we go see VWAP again. Maybe we come back through this low. I don't know that I want to trade for a continuation here, right? Like a move to the downside, a really aggressive push lower. I think that could happen. We just go and push this low, daily low, session low, a bit lower here, but this just really isn't that clean for me. Anyway, still early. We'll hang out, see if something crazy starts to happen. See if Trump decides to open his mouth, or somebody says something stupid and sends the market. Let's see. Yeah, I was yapping about this before since I threw that up. If you guys want to check it out, this update was launched. Was it this weekend? I think they dropped it this weekend. Up to 10 accounts. You can copy trade now up to 10 accounts at Top 1 Futures. Absolutely insane. Absolutely wild play. You know that they are going to allow that, but insane opportunity if you want to leverage some copy trading, man. Really, really insane opportunity if you want to leverage some copy trading. Sorry, guys, just checking a couple things on the side as always. Let's see what this market's got for us, man. Dumbest thing. I'll read the chat in just a second, guys. We did some dumb stuff this morning. That's what I'm anticipating you guys are about to say in the chat. That's what it looks like. Sorry, guys. Don't mean to get quiet here. Playing with something on the side. All right. That's enough of that crap. Let's see. Just passed my first combine. Rusty, $500 away from a second. Merry late Christmas to me. Nice, dude. Very nice. Rusty, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Got an OG here. Think of the money made to pass all those 50Ks and 150Ks. Pass them, no payout. Hard lessons to learn. What were we talking about, Mike? Don't hit buttons. Hit buttons, right? One of the hardest things to do. I had 7 XFAs this year, no payouts because of button pushing. Yeah, Mike. I feel you, brother. I do feel you. That could be tough. It could be really tough, man. Yes, I think I hear the music that you hear, Mystic Rick. What's going on, man? Got some background music playing. I could change it up if you guys hate the background music, but got some copyright-free stuff, so YouTube doesn't kick me off. Daniel, what's up? Rhombus is good. Yeah, you guys were talking. Today I did the dumbest effing thing. I'm going to censor it. Instead of 2 MGC, I actually went 2 GC. Instant DLL sad. Yeah, fat finger. Fat finger, man. That's what we call that, right? Just you're on the wrong contract. I've done it before. It really can be an annoyingly tough lesson to be reminded or to learn of how we really need to pay attention to what we're doing. Always double check what contract you're on. Always double check before you throw a position on that you're on the right instrument, that you have automatically set, maybe brackets. But it's really just like something that can continue to happen if you're not cautious. So it's happened to me more times than I'd like. I've literally fat fingered on the live session with you guys. I've clicked buy instead of sell, or join bid and join instead of join ask, or vice versa. But I'll never forget it. I was getting out of a trade. I was attempting to get out of a trade, and I was hovering my cursor over like the wrong buy or sell, right? Just as simple as that. And in the chat, which I wasn't reading, everybody was like, dude, don't sell on accident. Don't sell more. Don't sell on accident. And I did. I sold more on accident, and I had to close out really quickly. It actually ended up, I think, helping me for a second. But, it's as simple as that. And it's just on us as traders to really, really pay attention to what the hell we're doing. Again, easier said than done. And it can continue to happen. But, I've talked to a buddy. I've talked to a buddy at a firm, a real firm, that has messed up like an expiration date, right? On like an options play. You really got to be careful. Really got to double check everything, which can be tough with intraday trading because it's so damn fast. But try to think about how you're going to prevent that for next time. Let's see. Very nice work. Top Step is ending legacy accounts at year end, so I had to switch to minis and passed in 2 days. Just stuck to the process. Ignore the dollar. Nice. Well, Rusty, what does that mean? I don't even know what they're doing. What does that mean? They're ending legacy accounts in at the end of the year. Like ending what on Top Step side? Look at gold, sir. It going in crash mode from Asia. Yeah, I believe it. If you guys want to look at gold and silver, we can play with it. Again, I'm not gonna throw on any old dashboard accounts. Oh no shit. Oh, excuse my language. No kidding, huh? Wow. Are they just getting rid of them altogether? I think I have one. I think I still have one from the old dashboard. Shows how much I pay attention. Do you guys know if Top Step is getting rid of the accounts altogether, or are they like getting transferred over or something? I think I still have one super old one. It's almost a year old that I've just intentionally held on to see how long I can hold on to it. I didn't know that. I should probably pay attention. I don't think they are migrating. No transfer. Ooh. All right. I got to make a note to pay attention to that. I got to make a note to pay attention to that. That's interesting. All right, guys, so we are slowly grinding higher off of this low. We're going to get some double bottom action here. We're going to turn and come right back down through this low. Kind of trying to frame something with you guys so we can click a button here, but I think it's probably just going to be demonstrating a lot of what we're talking about, which is not clicking a button. YM sitting at the lows here, way weaker. Taking a look at NQ. Much choppier, much more similar price action to ES, almost identical. If you look at this structure on ES versus NQ. So yeah, I'm sitting patient here, guys. Looks like we want to come back up, test VWAP. I don't have a clean setup here. I don't have a larger movement that I want to trade for. I don't even have a really nice scalp movement that I want to trade for here. So I think for me, it's just going to be sitting patient on this, hanging out with you guys. Maybe we run a giveaway coming up pretty soon, but we're going to have to wait and see. If we came like aggressively down to this low again, like really aggressively down towards this low, I would consider shorting. I'd consider a short play. I think that's probably the closest thing I have to a setup. Yeah, like I don't want this. This is, you know, if we just have a choppy session, I'm out. I don't want this. If we hit VWAP and came aggressively down to the ground again, you know, the more times this area is tested, right, the less it is respected. That kind of age-old saying. That pattern would be a continuation for me. You know, downward trending structure from Asia, London, test a VWAP, pull back down towards the lows, test a VWAP a second time, buyers failing to take it higher. Nice bearish candle forming on the daily. We break overnight low. We continue the downside. You know, maybe down towards this area that I had marked from pre-market or even lower. I could see that for a continuation play to the downside. I wouldn't take it from up here. This just feels kind of choppy. I don't love trading for a breakout for continuation that way, but I could see that happen. And if we really start to aggressively sell off here again, we get some volume that comes in. Maybe, you know, and then you're dead wrong if we start to push back up to the upside and we just, you know, break session highs, we come back into prior day low. That's probably the closest thing that I have to a setup here. Is just trying to flow with this, you know, downward trending day so far. And not a terrible play from up here if we start to break to the downside. Do I want this, man? Sorry, guys. I'm framing out a trade here. Looks like we're going to try to do it. We got our IB high and low set. Yeah, I could try this one, guys. I could try this one with 5 micros. We're going to go pretty low risk on this. Again, on the micro chart, I'm okay giving this one a shot. Said I was going to potentially wait for this to come lower to break out to the downside. Here's what I'm going to trade for here, guys. Less than $500 worth of risk to tell me that I'm wrong. Here's what I'm going to trade for. Downward sloping price action, right? Trend to the downside, forming a bearish candle. Test a VWAP off the open, down back towards overnight low, Asia, London, pre-market low. Test a VWAP again, declining and pretty low CVD. Quite a bit of orders stacked up down below price outside of this bad boy way up here in case we come through the high and just continue the Santa rally. Along with that, we got IB high and low set. I'm trading for a break of IB low and a continuation, right? If we come back up here, break above this high, break above VWAP again, break back into prior day low, I'm wrong, right? I'm just dead wrong. I do not think that we come through the low. Trade idea is invalidated. If I waited for it to come all the way back down here, really aggressively lower, I would have a really ugly risk structure. I'd be trading for a breakout. I need a huge move to the downside. So I'm going to throw a trade on with you guys. Again, I'm going to put this into context with you as I'm trading this. Low risk, low expectations. You know, anything can happen here in between Christmas and New Year's. I want to hang out with you guys, try to put trades on if I find something that looks halfway decent, like this one. I'm comfortable taking the $487 and a half L on this live account, if I have to trade for a continuation here. But, again, expectations very low for these huge movements, for very regular price action market structure. So, grain of salt what you see from me this week. I know I've repeated that so many times. You're probably getting tired of hearing it. But I think it's really important, right? I think it's really important to talk about from a context of where the hell we are in these markets point of view. So if we start to trend to the downside, yeah, I'd be looking all the way down into this area of high volume here. I'm not going to run a fixed take profit. It'd be a continuation trade. It'd be pushing this daily candle low a whole lot more down, down into the 30s, the 930s, if not a little bit lower. That's gonna be my play. 50-50 in direction, trade a demo. Nice. Feels like it's range bound. Yep. Very well could be. If you have 2 days to pass or fail, then you have to start a new account. I guess they will make my XFAs on the new system. Nice. I got some feedback. So much I want to move, I think we're going to see in this range. Yeah, I could see that. I feel like Top Step is becoming the Roman Empire. They can't see the demise in their face at times. I think they saw the demise this past month for sure. All right. But now that we got to trade on, going to see if we can't run this bad boy to the downside, see if we can't get some continuation out of this bearish day that's formed. Pull it back to VWAP right now. Again, low risk, really a half risk trade. If I take 1L, I'm probably not going to continue on a follow-up trade like I've talked about doing in the past on these accounts with lower risk. Probably would just call it. But here's what we're going to get ready to do. Chatty McChat chat. I think you guys know what we're going to get ready to do. First off, smash the like button. If you want the giveaway to drop, if you want a chance to win an instant funded account from Top 1 Futures, feel free to smash the like button. I'm going to get that ready to roll. We're going to be giving out an Ignite instant funded account from Top 1 Futures, a 50K. No challenge, no activation fee, straight into a funded account to one lucky person. We're going to run a duck race for those of you that don't know. Duck race is just a random name picker. We'll have some fun on the live stream, man. Why? Let's get this Google form ready to roll. And if you want a chance to enter it, you do have to be in the 100% free trading community. That's where the form is gonna drop. Chatty McChat chat. There it is on Kick. There it is on X. I see we got a couple questions in chat. I'll be chatting it up with you in just a second. Got to be in the free community for a chance to win. That's where the form's going to drop. Go ahead. Let's see where we're at on likes. Let's see what you guys could do. 40 likes. You got 55 people on here. I'll make it 60 people on here. I'll make it really easy. I'll go 1 for 1. 60 likes and we'll run the giveaway. 60 likes on stream and we will run the giveaway. Giveaway has 60 likes. If you're on X watching from over there, feel free, hop in the free community, and you will have a chance to win as well. X, where are you guys at? I'll throw you the community link. Hang tight. As we come into the end of the year, man. Ooh, and that's right. We got a giveaway on X ending today. Thank you, Trading 007. Is it today? I think it's today. I have a Twitter giveaway. If you guys want a chance at another giveaway, separate from this one, a Twitter giveaway for 5 50K Ignite instant funded accounts from Top 1 Futures. If you want to check that out, hop on to X, Real Deal Zach. But there you go, guys, that are on X in the live chat. If you want to hop in the Discord and grab the giveaway form, I'm going to drop that here in just a moment. Just a moment. I'll also comment it on the bottom of the stream. Sorry for having to do it separately, but you guys on X that don't come over, all 129 of you right now. There's always a ton on Twitter, man. It's crazy. I can't communicate with you from the live streaming platform that I have. All right. Chatty McChat. Let's see what we did. What'd you guys do? 53 likes. Come on, man. You can do it. 60. Let's run it up to 60. Run it up to 60, and we will get the giveaway form to drop. In Discord. Remember, you're going to have to be in Discord for it. Goat, let's go. Crazy price. Yeah, man. Pretty choppy. ASAP Futures, what do you think about trading ES or NQ in London or Asia session? Cleaner price action? No, not necessarily cleaner price action. I'd say just different, slower moving, lower volatility, lower volume, lower volatility, slower moving, just a different session to trade. I don't think it's cleaner or less clean or better or worse. Just depends on you. I'm in New York time zone, so I get to trade the hot time frame, the hot session, excuse me. You know, if you're in another part of the world, or even country, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with trading Asia or London. Or maybe you're not. You just want to trade Asia, London because you find it you have your edge there. You know, nothing wrong with that. Week on average, how many trades do you think you take a day overall? Already smashed. What's up? On average, I'd say one. Average, probably less than one, because I think at most these days, even intraday on the futures accounts, I'm taking two. One and then a second follow-up trade. On average, I'm probably taking one more often than not, but I will also have no trade days. So I'd say one. On ES, here, kind of what I'm doing with you guys in between Christmas and New Year's and a little bit before Christmas, just testing my, my approach on ES a little bit more. I traded ES quite a bit back in the day. YM can be so difficult to work with intraday. It just does not present the opportunities I need to get trades on. So I was trying to find a little bit higher frequency on ES here with you guys trading live. But for me, that just seems to work better. Taking more trades with lower risk and just trying to have a higher frequency of trades, or at least allowing myself, just doesn't seem to help me. What seems to work best for me personally is waiting patiently until I get a good indication of my setup being present, a good way to structure risk, all of the reasons to put a trade on that I don't have to repeat every single time. And then putting it on with, whatever risk I want to take on for that day, or maybe half, right? If I want to allow myself two trades like on this, maybe I'd allow myself, multiple trades. That just seems to work better. Wider stop losses, wider take profit, going for a larger portion of the move. You might find that's not the case, but for me, I just find that to be true. Higher time frames I tend to do better on. Lower frequency with higher risk, I just tend to do better there. You might be a super scalper. You might be a hyper scalper. You might find 47 trades a day on average is beautiful for you, and that's good for you. Roll with it, right? But trust your data. What's working, what's not working, where are you making more money versus less money? Try to do a little bit more of that. In general, right, without overgeneralizing, in general, I think most traders struggle more than they need to on lower time frames. I think that they're too zoomed in. They're focused way too much on noise. They have no idea of what's going on from a higher time frame point of view, the trends that are pushing through, the momentum that's pushing through, the context of what's going on, from a higher time frame perspective. And they are so zoomed in, and they are giving themselves so little time to make decisions, because objectively you have less time to make decisions. You need to be faster. You have to have a quicker decision making, skill set, and be able to manage trades quicker, right? If you're going to manage your trades. And I think that can be more difficult, right? Maybe it's more opportunity, but I think it can be more difficult. So I do think if you're, struggling to find consistency or you're just starting out, a little bit more zoomed out, a little bit higher, time frame. I also think there's less opportunity for tilt if you do that. There's much less opportunity for emotions to come into play and throw everything out the window. I really find that to be true. Like, I dealt with little to no tilt at all when I was swing trading. Like, almost none. It just, you just, first off, you don't even have the opportunity to take 47 follow-up trades because you're only taking, a couple trades a week at that point. But you just don't open yourself up to, like, crossing the line nearly as much. So if you're struggling with tilt as well, emotional trading, I do think zooming out, can be helpful. Again, not that higher time frames better or lower time frames worse or vice versa. Find what works for you, but understand the unique, differences that come with both, right? There's downsides to taking 1 or 2 trades a day. You don't give yourself that many chances, at a win. You don't have that many opportunities to take losses before you catch that win, and that might be important for you. You don't have that many opportunities that come, right? You are, you're just getting less exposure to the market. All of those can be seen as downsides. But, I watch so many traders on the, like the 1 minute chart taking, 12 trades a day. I'm like, dude, what are we doing? How are you identifying your setup? What are you looking at? Are you taking into account any higher time frame, price action trend, market structure, tools that you're using? Or are you just so hyper focused on this like noisy low time frame on NQ and getting cooked? So somebody asked about, how many trades I take. So, all right, 60 likes on stream. Let's run it. We have the giveaway getting ready to roll. Hang on, chatty McChat. It's giveaway time, guys. Then we'll come back to the chat. Giveaway time. We are giving away 1 Ignite instant funded account from Top 1 Futures, a $50K, no purchase necessary. Fill out the form in Discord. The link is pinned to the top of all of the chats if you're not in the 100% free trading Discord. Feel free to hop in. If you can't hop into the Discord for some reason, feel free to reach out to me on socials or somewhere after this stream, and I'll try to help you out, find a way to get you in. Don't fill the form out more than one time. Only fill it out once. If you fill it out with your brother's and your mother's and your sister's email and name, you're going to get banned and blacklisted from not only my stream and all of my socials and all the giveaways that I run, but all of Top 1's and maybe other firms. Talk about charging back prop firm accounts, which I saw a lot of talk on X. Going to pick a winner in 5 minutes. Going to keep this one short and sweet, man. I'm going to give you guys until about 10:50 a.m. Eastern, and we will run a duck race. That's the play, guys. That's the play. Crazy price, let's go. Reading the chat. Yeah, you guys got it on Kick. You guys got it on X. You guys got it on YouTube. Go ahead, hop in, get the form filled out. Going to give you until, like I said, about 5 minutes. 11:51. Let's say 11:51. I'm going to cut the form. Let's go. 12 trades. That's baby numbers. My max is over 600 trades in a day. That's wild, man. Fantastic if you can make that work. I find that I bank on micros and totally bomb on minis. I know it's psychological, but it's crazy. Any thoughts? Psychological. Psychology, man. What would I do? Stay on micros. Stay on what's paying you. Recognize that you do not have the mindset, the psychology, the confidence in a respectful way to Trader Kate, the form is in the Discord, in the main chat. Somebody said they didn't see the form. Form's in the main chat, in Discord. In Discord. So yeah, recognize that, you're not ready for that next level of risk yet. You're not ready for that increasing, amount of risk is just not on the table for you right now. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not ready for more risk than the amount that I put on. It's a continual challenge as traders to put more and more risk on. It is all mindset and psychology, almost all mindset and psychology, until you get to massive size where you're moving a market around, which is probably not in the near future for any of us. But try to push yourself slowly. That's what I would do. You know, as you start to increase risk, be aware of your tendency to mess things up, right? Where do things start to go south? Is it trade management? Is it moving a stop loss around? Is it the entry itself where you're finding yourself, you know, doing something different? And focus on trying to correct, you know, one little thing at a time. But we all face that as traders. There's an ever-present challenge of scaling up, right? Putting more risk on. In prop accounts, copy trading, on minis versus micros, in live accounts, it's always there. Coming from demo to an eval to a funded account to a live account. You know, why can so many traders pass evals so quickly and easily and then blow up in a funded account? Why can so many traders get payouts from funded accounts and then blow up in a live prop firm account, right? Why can some traders trade, you know, on prop accounts but not at all in live accounts? It's the same. In my humble opinion, it's very similar. It's the same thing. It's that challenge of risk, of managing risk. So it's a skill set. You know, be patient with yourself. You will be able to continue to get better. You'll be able to gain more confidence, and try not to scale too quickly. You know, most traders, including myself, try to scale way too quickly. So take it slow and steady, build that confidence up, and then raise the tightrope up. Right? It's the Tom Hogarth example. I know I repeat this one, guys, but I really love it. Read Tom Hogarth's Best Loser Wins. Quote is out of Tom Hogarth's Best Loser Wins. He relates trading to walking on a tightrope, right? And in this situation, raising the tightrope up is like increasing risk. You might be great at walking across the tightrope, like this gentleman said, killing it on micros, when it's 1 foot off the ground and there's nice soft grass in between, right? What's the difference when you raise the tightrope up 10 feet or 50 feet, or you put it in between the Grand Canyon? Let's say there's no wind difference and there's no sway, or there's nothing different, right? Similar to trading where there's really nothing different, but all of a sudden you are nervous, your heart's beating, and you look down, you can't see, your vision gets blurry, you misstep, you're scared, you're freaking out, right? Your hands are sweating, and you know you fall off the tightrope, right? Raise that tightrope up slowly. He talks about a guy who walked across, I think, the Twin Towers or some skyscrapers without a rope. How did he do that? He walked across the tightrope a zillion times while it was low and then slowly raised it up, right? That exposure therapy. Same thing for trading, right? Many traders continue to put the tightrope in between two buildings and fall off and die. They don't stand a chance to ever make it across because they're putting on way too much risk. Just taking a look at the markets as we're starting to turn back to the downside on this one, Chatty McChat. But think about that. Guys, I'm getting ready to clip this form. I said I would give you 5 minutes. The giveaway form is live in Discord. Go ahead. Last chance to get it filled out. Dino, what did I say? If you can't get into Discord, reach out to me over socials, on Instagram, on X, on YouTube. You can email me at support@realdealfutures.com if you can't get in because you're banned from whatever country that you're in, and I'll help you out after the stream. But if you're banned from using WAP, you're probably banned from trading with Top 1 Futures, so it's probably not going to help you to win the thing anyway. So no harm, no foul. But reach out. All right, guys, let's go ahead and close this out. As we're watching this trade, try to come back down towards these lows. All right, Chatty McChat. It is giveaway time. Gonna get ready to run a duck race here coming up. If you didn't get a chance to enter today for some reason, you just hopped on or whatever, you're late. I run these almost every day. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 10. It's not common when it's 10. We've only did that one once right before Christmas. But we're going to be doing more of them. Like I said, I'm going to have the top 1 guys back on. Maybe it'll be announced. Maybe it won't be announced. I think personally this is the best spot anywhere on the internet for a chance to win an instant funded account or any account for that matter. All right, guys, I'm getting this form set up for you guys right now. We're going to get ready to run a duck race as we see if ES can push a little bit lower. Let me catch a dub on this one. Again, I'll be looking down to this area of high volume, prior volume points of control, this area of price action and market structure for a little bit of a continuation of this daily candle, right? Nothing crazy. I don't think that's a huge ask, right, to push right down in here. Maybe we bounce a little bit after that movement, but I'm just going for continuation on this one. Nothing crazy. We could turn. We could come right back through the highs. We could put a really gnarly wick into the downside and then just continue the Santa rally. But that's not what I'm trading for today, so we'll see. But yeah, scale slowly, guys. Scale slowly. Yeah, give me a minute. We'll get the form set up. Excuse me. We'll get the duck race set up. It didn't work. All accounts blown. Oh yeah, then maybe don't take 600 trades. Lucky day today. Let's see. I feel like most evals aren't made for minis. No. Minis are also just a ton of risk, man. You can't really manage risk well oftentimes with minis. Size down. Don't have an ego. Much appreciated. It's hard to see big risk at the moment. I think it's the number game, to be honest. Yeah, it is. For sure. For sure. Caught a short 1.5 RR just now on ES. Nice. Scalping away. Jay, what's up? What's going on, man? Coming to the next post. Taking you. Dino, email me at support@realdealfutures.com. Support@realdealfutures.com. Send me an email, bro. Those top 1 futures guys were great. Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. We are getting ready to run the duck race. We got the ducks loaded up. If you guys missed the form, as it looks like some of you did, it was in Discord. I've been running them in Discord. Form is in the 100% free trading Discord to prevent a bunch of the scammers from hopping in. I announced it 47 times, put the form up. Please don't ask me anymore about the giveaway. Otherwise, it just turns into answering the same questions over and over and over again. But good luck to everybody. If you win, the account will come directly from Top 1 Futures to the email provided. If you don't get it in like a day, feel free to hit me up. It is in between Christmas and New Year's. I'm sure these guys are spending some time with their families. But good luck, everybody. We got 5 minutes on the clock today since we only got 1 up for grabs. Remember, you have to be here to claim it. The winner has to be here to claim it. And multiple times, their winner has not been anywhere to be found. And we've had to run it again. So before you hop off right after the race, make sure you are waiting to see if the person is actually here to claim it. Otherwise, you might not be here to claim it. Oh, man. Oh, Dino0287. One more of the same questions and you're getting kicked, brother. One warning. Please don't ask me the same thing over and over and over and over again, man. It's disrespectful of my time on the stream. And I don't mean to sound like I'm all blah, blah, blah. But I hang out, I chat with everybody in stream. I answer like almost every question outside of the ridiculous ones. Even the stuff that you could Google yourself or whatever. But for the structure of the giveaways, it's the same shit every day. Excuse my language. It's almost the exact same thing every day. I put the whole thing up here. I mentioned it multiple times. If you're banned from Whoop, you probably can't win the account anyway, man. And it ends up with multiple people bothering me. So eventually I'm just going to say, nobody email me, nobody bother me. But email me, support@realdealfutures.com. But if you ask the same question again, it'll be the last time that you're asking the question. Just takes up too much space. 3 minutes and 26 seconds to go on the clock as we're watching ES not break the low. What the hell, ES? What the helly? This is kind of choppy, guys. I could see us just chopping. I could see this session range just go back and forth. I could see a stop out. We tried it here. This looked pretty good after coming off a VWAP. We come back through this with some force. That's going to look ugly. We come back to this low and break IB low to the downside and start to push lower. It's going to look really good. Either way, I'm going to hold on to this one. Either way, I'm going to hold on to this one. Wait, you didn't give me a duck. He's dog paddling. I see all the OGs made it in here. All the OGs made it in here. Appreciate you guys, as always, for hopping on. Thanks for being here. Thanks for trading live with me. 9:15 every damn day. If you guys are here for the first time, welcome to the show. Hop in the Discord. All of the links are pinned to the top of the chat if you want to check that out. While this is running, 2 minutes on the clock. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, my preferred instant funded prop firm account, you can check it out. They are allowing you to copy trade up to 10 instant funded accounts at one of the lowest prices in the industry. Code RDF gets it done. If you want to support me, support yourself, support the stream, I greatly appreciate you. But as always, I'm biased. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money. Make your own decisions. Do your own research, right? Important for me to note that and to always disclose that. Let's see. Who's getting funded today, guys? Who's getting this one? Minute to go. Let's see. Chatty McChat. Are the Ducks coming into play here? What's up, Slothfather? Yeah, Ducks are in. No, my Ducks started too early. What's going on, guys, on Kick? Appreciate y'all hopping on. Appreciate everybody from YouTube and X as well. Thanks for being here, man. When the X giveaway account, I see we got a couple people asking about the X giveaway. Tonight at some point, right? If I said today, it'll be today, guys. Stay tuned on X. It's going to be about, if it's an X giveaway, right? All about X. It will be announced on Twitter, on X. I'll post it up. You guys will have a chance to claim it on X. If I can't remember, I run too many of them. But if I said December 29th, which is today, winners will be announced. Winners will be announced later. I'll probably post it again, give everybody another chance to enter. But yeah, follow me on X if you want to stay updated. If you're in the giveaway, you're following, you'll get the announcement when winners are picked. I usually post it with like the little giveaway thing with everybody's name. 10 seconds to go. Slothfather out front from Kick. But we have a challenger. King Trader. Oh, stop loss getting hit. Electric Kate holding really strong. Number 88. Batman Duck out of nowhere. Mahindin Q. I don't know how to pronounce it. Where are you at? MEHDINQ. The number 20 Batman Duck. Nobody go anywhere just yet. Remember, you have to be in the chat to claim the account. Let's see who this is. MEHD. Yeah, that's your YouTube username. Let's see. Where are you at? There they are. They are in chat. They are getting the win on this one. Congratulations. You will get an... let me just make sure you give me an email. Yeah, you will get an email from Top 1 Futures with the account straight to that email. If you have any questions, feel free. Hit me up in Discord. Hit me up on socials or somewhere. But it's going to come straight to your email. He's in here. Thank you, guys. Yep. W's in the chat for this person getting funded today. Shout out to Top 1 Futures. Again, if you guys want to check out Top 1 Futures, link is going to be in the chat right now. Everywhere. Hang tight real quick. If you want a chance to get funded with... Okay. If you want a chance to get funded with no challenge, no activation fee, no anything, just straight into a funded account, trading towards profit you stand to withdraw, Top 1 Futures code RDF gets you 50% off. Better than the email, the Discord, the website, anywhere else you're going to find. Shout out Top 1 Futures for hooking that up. Maybe not anywhere else you're going to find. There's other guys with pretty badass deals as well. You can copy trade up to 10 of these Ignite accounts. The ones that we just gave away, you can copy trade 10 of them. It's crazy. These guys are out of their minds. Pretty badass opportunity. Again, I think reserved for the more experienced, advanced traders. You don't have any business copy trading. If you can't make money on one account, you probably can't make money on 10 accounts. You want to check that out. Link is in the chat. Shout out Top 1 Futures. As far as me, the rest of the day here, I kind of want to see if this thing's going to break the low. I'm not done just yet, chat. I'm going to frame this trade. Where we at? 1103. Yeah, coming back down towards this low. let me frame the rest of this out with you guys. Again, this was my zone, right? This was my area of interest originally. To the downside, like right in here, right into the 30s, 69 30s. That's what I'm looking for. Not a huge home run. I've been looking for a push into that zone if we continue this move to the downside, if we break out of overnight low, which is also initial balance low, the first 1 hour opening range to the downside. I'd be looking for a continuation down there. Probably be able to pick up $500-600 on this one if we do push to the downside, right? This is what I would be looking at coming lower. I don't think that I would run anything too crazy. No fixed take profit. If we just decide to dump, there's a chance that I hang on to it for a little bit longer. Just depends on price action, market structure, volume, order flow. If we fall out of bed on cumulative volume delta on the way down, we see volume pick up on traditional volume, right? We start blasting through this zone. Maybe I look to hold on to a little bit longer, grab some profit a little bit later. Discretionary with my closes. We come back up, we come through the high. I'm out for under $500 of loss on a 15K live account. No harm, no foul. Anyway, guys, hope this helps. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Congratulations to the person that got funded today. Thanks for being here. Quick reminder, live 9:15 a.m. Eastern tomorrow and the next day, not on New Year's Day. Tentative for New Year's Eve, actually. Not on New Year's Day. Markets are closed. I would be showing you no live trading at all, for sure. And then we are back live 9:15 a.m. here on YouTube, Kickin' X, free on January 2nd, first day of 2026. I'm excited to be coming into 2026 with you guys. This year was huge. Big accomplishments in my own personal trading journey. Crazy to see the growth with you guys across all of the socials. It's wild to see how many people we have tuning on here. I really appreciate you guys being here. Feel free to hop in the free Discord as well if you want to stay up on everything else. Remember, quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop from accounts, and the affiliate partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures Code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. I will see you live tomorrow. Trade well, my friends. Trade well.